Samsung's Galaxy S26 Pro is making headlines well before its launch, but the buzz isn't exactly what fans were hoping for. Instead of exciting new features or groundbreaking technology, the news is leaning toward disappointment. The Pro name built plenty of hype, but if leaks are accurate, the upgrades don't match the expectations that come with such branding. Let's start with the basics. The Galaxy S26 Pro is set to replace this year's 6.2-inch Galaxy S25. Hearing the word Pro, most people imagine something special, something that sits comfortably between the standard model and the Ultra, but according to trusted sources, the biggest change could simply be the name. And when a phone's most notable upgrade is its branding, it already sets the stage for a letdown. One of the first things buyers check when considering a new phone is the display. Sadly, this is where the S26 Pro might disappoint. The leak suggests the screen size will remain the same as the S25, and the resolution will stay at 1080p for 2026. When competitors are offering sharper and brighter displays, this feels outdated. A Pro device should provide higher resolutions, advanced brightness levels, or cutting-edge display tech, but Samsung seems to be sticking with the same formula. Now, let's move on to the cameras. This is an area where users were hoping to see big leaps. Reports indicate that the S26 Pro will feature a new sensor for the main camera, but it won't be any larger than the one in the Galaxy S25. This means the 50-megapixel main shooter may not deliver major improvements in real-world photography. Even more concerning is the ultra-wide camera. Samsung is rumored to replace the 12-megapixel lens with another 50-megapixel sensor. While that sounds good on paper, many leakers already call this change useless, since more megapixels don't always equal better results. And then there's the telephoto camera. The 10-megapixel telephoto lens, which Samsung has been reusing across multiple generations, is expected to remain unchanged. That means no meaningful upgrades in zoom quality or detail capture. So instead of offering a pro-level camera system, the S26 Pro could end up with a setup that looks impressive in specifications but doesn't actually push smartphone photography forward. In reality, it may feel like a slightly rebranded S25 rather than a fresh new release. This naming decision also creates another challenge for Samsung: direct comparisons with Apple. By calling it the Galaxy S26 Pro, Samsung is inviting people to compare it with the iPhone 17 Pro, and that's a tough battle. Early leaks suggest the S26 Pro's real competition will actually be the standard iPhone 17, not the Pro model. Even then, Apple might come out on top. The iPhone 17 is expected to beat the S26 Pro in display resolution, camera quality, and even charging speeds. If this plays out, Samsung could find itself struggling to maintain its lead in global smartphone shipments, especially during the critical early months after Apple's release. So, does that mean the Galaxy S26 Pro is already doomed? Not necessarily. Samsung still has time to make changes before launch. Some experts argue that the simplest fix is to drop the Pro branding altogether. If the phone doesn't live up to the promises that come with that label, it would be smarter to market it as just the Galaxy S26. This would lower expectations and allow Samsung to save the Pro title for a device that truly earns it one that can stand toe-to-toe with Apple's iPhone Pro or Google's Pixel Pro series. As for improvements, there are a few areas where Samsung could turn things around. First, the cameras need more than spec sheet adjustments. They require real, noticeable upgrades in image quality, low light performance, and zoom capabilities. Second, charging speeds could use an upgrade. Boosting to at least 45 watts would make the S26 Pro more competitive against rivals that already offer faster charging. Third, battery life is another factor. Increasing the capacity to around 4,200 or 4,300 mAh would give users more confidence that their phone can last through the day without worrying. If Samsung delivers these upgrades, the Galaxy S26 could still be a solid choice for many buyers. It might not steal the spotlight from the Galaxy S26 Ultra, which is rumored to bring bigger leaps in design and performance, but it could avoid the label of being a wasted opportunity. What's clear is that buyers in 2026 are smarter and harder to impress than ever. People won't be swayed by marketing terms alone. They want real, meaningful improvements that justify the high price tags. If Samsung doesn't step up, the Galaxy S26 Pro risks being remembered as one of the most misleading phones of the year. But if Samsung listens to the feedback and makes the right changes, it still has a chance to deliver a phone worthy of its name.